Welcome to another edition of Our City. A few things going around the city of Elizabeth this week. From Thursday, July 27th through Sunday, July 30th, the 10th annual Festa de San Vito will be held on 4th Avenue and High Street in Peterstown section of our community. This event takes place from 6:30 in the evening till 10:30. It's going to feature some great food vendors, giveaways, music, some rides for the children, cultural performances. For more information, please contact Mr. Vito Mazza at 732-309-1580. This has been a great event in our city for a number of years, so if you have a chance, stop down and enjoy some of the food. On Saturday, July 29th at 8 o'clock in the evening, I'm going to join First Ward Councilman Carlos Torres and the Board of Education Commissioner, Ms. Maria Carvalho, as they co-host the second annual Movie at the Waterfront. This will be held at Veterans Memorial Park, located at Front Street and Elizabeth Avenue. The one they had last month was a big success. You want to see a movie at the waterfront, come down and join us on July 29th. Admission for this family-friendly event is free. It will include popcorn and refreshments, and the featured movie will be Disney's The Beauty and the Beast. Residents are advised to please bring your own seats and/or chairs. The rain date for this event will be on August 5th. For more information, please call Councilman of the First Ward, Carlos Torres, at 908-370-5214. And on Tuesday, August 1st, at 6 o'clock, I'm going to join residents of Elizabeth in celebrating the 34th annual National Night Out in our community. That's going to be the subject of the first segment of tonight's show. This event will feature health, safety, security exhibits, free refreshments, some games, demonstrations, citizen awards, raffles, music, and a lot more. It will take place at the Dr. Orlando Adria Academy, school number 26, located at 657 Westminster Avenue. And at the celebration, I'm also going to issue a proclamation announcing August as Baseball Month in the city of Elizabeth, in order to raise awareness about our nation's favorite pastime. Remember, please bring your own lawn chair to this event. There will also be a feature movie showing, which will begin at 8:30 in the evening. For more information, please call 908-820-4044. If you need any more information concerning these events or any other events, please call our Public Information Office at 908-820-4124. Please stay with us after these messages. We'll be back to talk with some police officers about National Night Out.
We have some of the finest teachers in the country. And then they graduate. Kane University.
Welcome back to our city, where I'm pleased to be joined by the Pba President here in the city of Elizabeth, Mr. Orlando Barros. Orlando, welcome to the show.
Thank you all.
And also, who are you, Vice President, Jason?
State Delegate.
State Delegate of the Elizabeth Police Department, Mr. Jason Lewis. Officer Lewis, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
How you guys doing?
Good. And you?
So how many years you on, Orlando?
12. Actually, July 25th, I'll be completing my 12th year. Yes.
How about you, Jason?
Coming up on 10. I'm
10
about
years.
9.5 now. I'll be 10 in January.
Oh, so you guys are pretty close.
Yeah.
And you're active with the union, but you're also active with our National Night Out. So
yes.
Was it a desire of yours to be a police officer growing up?
Yes, it was. I just turned 40 on Sunday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Born and raised in Elizabeth. My whole life, this is all I know was Elizabeth. And growing up and seeing police officers was always something that I wanted to do.
So you got 20 more years in...
Yeah, well, before becoming a police officer, I was a correctional officer for 3 years. So I've been in law enforcement for 15 years now.
Okay. Jason, how about you? Did you always had a desire to be a police officer?
From a pretty early age, yeah. I grew up in the North End. I worked at a pizzeria down in the North End, so...
You worked at Danny's Pizzeria?
I did, at Donato's.
Lord rest Danny Alfano.
Big help in getting me here, so he made it instrumental to kind of either guide me to college or have a successful career so that one day I could have a good job and provide for my family. So through working there, I just saw a lot of cops come in and they would kind of guide me, and they actually told me if you want to become a officer, a good thing to do is become a dispatcher first and just kind of get your feet wet and see how that goes. So that's actually the route that I went. I was a dispatcher for a little over 2 years before becoming a police officer here in the city.
And you know the history of that place. It used to be a place called Vic's Pizza.
Oh, that's way before my time.
Way before your time. I used to make boxes for Vic. Yeah, it's that's been a pizza place for a long time.
Yeah.
Danny was a good guy.
Yeah.
So what division do you work? Orlando, you're the Pba President, but what division do you actually work out of?
I've been, my whole career, I've been in patrol. Now I'm assigned to the Pba.
Okay.
So I deal with the day-to-day basis of union issues.
Jason, what about you?
I'm in patrol, working the day shift.
Right.
So responding to calls, your regular citizen calls. It creates an incident to us to respond, and we just head out.
So National Night Out is something been going on in this country for 34 years, and we've been doing it for most of those years as well.
Yeah.
From the police officer's perspective, Orlando, why don't we start with you? What do you think National Night Out means to the community?
National Night Out was put together to build a relationship with the community. The community could come out, interact with the police officers, get some knowledge of different programs that the police departments have, and just to meet the people that work for the police department and build some type of relationship with the officers.
Yeah, in the days of social media, Jason, you're being a young guy, we don't get to spend time meeting police officers, and National Night Out is a way to do that. Tell us about it from your perspective.
Yeah, that brings me to my point saying that I was just in patrol. So my average encounter with a citizen in the city is when they're asking for help or they need something, whether it be a car accident or some type of minor dispute. The National Night Out gives us a platform to be able to just meet the citizens on a regular one-on-one encounter. They're not looking for something to be resolved or have an issue at the time. It's just you and that person. It doesn't really matter that you're an officer or they're looking for help. They just get to know you for who you are, and you get to explain to them a little bit more about the police department than what they've just experienced.
Yeah, it's interesting you said that, because a lot of people, when they interact with police officers, it's usually not a positive experience from their point of view, because like you said, Jason, they either need help or they're in an accident. So it's like a bad thing to begin with.
Right.
And you guys have to be have a great emotion to be able to know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a constant negative stigmatism that comes with being a police officer. So this is a good event where when you see the children, you can walk up to them and they don't think that the police are doing a bad thing. They're interacting with the community. There's food served there, and there's drinks, and we like to interact with them, have the kids come over, and they get to have a one-on-one with an officer on a regular evening in the city.
Other cities do this, right, Orlando?
Correct.
Talk to us about that.
It's held throughout the whole United States. It was started back in 1984 by an officer, Matt Paskin. He was a police officer in West Marion community. It's a little town outside of Philly. He was trying to figure out a way to get, the information from the police department, different programs to the community. So he figured what better way but to put a night together. He was getting letters out there, but he wanted that interaction with the community. So he put this date together, and it's blown up throughout the United States. It's always held on the first Tuesday of every August. And yeah,
and a lot of cities do this.
Yeah, throughout the whole, throughout the United States, they do it. Every state, from what I heard, every state does it always the first Tuesday of August, except for Texas and Florida because of their weather. Those are only two towns that don't do it the same day.
I didn't know that.
So
Correct. They do it in a cooler year or something,
Yes.
like
I think they can alternate to October if the weather's too hot. If it's not, then they like to hold it on the same day the rest of the country does.
Okay.
But due to the heat, they have the option to alternate it.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. And West Marion, you're a golfer, Orlando. They got a great golf course out there.
Yes, and Kobe Bryant that's where Kobe Bryant came from.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah, he went to high school. Lower Marion High School he went.
Oh.
Yes.
You guys are full of information tonight. Jeez.
Did our research.
So, Jason, tell us about the other departments in the city of Elizabeth that are active and the police departments participating in National Night Out.
The police department participates, and then on the first responder side, the fire department does as well. We've pretty much made it an effort to combine our first responders, and they come out as well. And there's various other departments that come through the city. So we like to give it one big experience for the people who come out. They get to see a little bit of everything because your regular person's working during the day, so now they can come out at night. They can see all the different avenues that the city has to offer them and different things that they might not even know that the city offers, but now they get to see it firsthand, and they can, one day if they need to use it, now they know it's there.
So Orlando, he just raised a really good point. Tell us about, I know you guys aren't firemen, but when the firemen tear apart that car,
Yes.
everybody's usually watching.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, and you might need, as police officers, need to find out what's inside or help that person, but They're the ones tearing it apart.
Yes, they tear it up. Usually something like that is a pretty bad accident, and we're there, closing down the street, keeping the community safe, and we're there to assist them. But yes, it's very interesting. It does always get everybody's attention when they start cutting up these cars.
Yeah, with just a hydraulic.
The hydraulic,
snippers, right?
yes,
Yeah.
it looks like a big pair of scissors.
So
yes.
when is National Night Out? If you can tell our viewers again and where, and first Tuesday in August, but where is it at?
You got it?
Okay.
It's August 1st, 6 to 8 o'clock p.m. It'll be held at 631 Westminster Avenue. That's School 26. It's every year we always hold it in a different ward. This year will be in the 4th ward, which is Westminster Avenue.
And they got the soccer field or the playground in the back. Is that where it's going to be?
We got the soccer field and you got the parking lot on the side. It'll be used between the two. I believe on the soccer field we'll be at 8:30. They will be holding a movie also. Bring your lawn chairs, sit down, and have a good time.
Good. Some of the activities that are held there, we talked about what the fire department does, cutting up the car, but you guys give some demonstrations too.
Correct. We bring out all our equipment. We police trucks, the motorcycles. We have an emergency service truck and all our equipment that's on there. We display and last year we had the kids come on. They were trying on a couple of the vests. Play with some of the equipment that we have, and take pictures on the motorcycles and inside the cars. And
tell us about that vest. I mean, the kids probably don't think it's heavy, right?
yes, it is. Yes, the emergency service unit has a vest, weighs approximately 30 pounds, and that's without any of the gear actually on it. But it's pretty heavy. But that with the helmet, kids love to put it on and take pictures with the family and with the police officers. It was pretty good.
They love playing with the sirens too. They love
the
getting in the trucks,
sirens,
and that's.
I know I
they're
like
big
playing
to-
with the sirens. It's just kind of fun, right?
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
motorcycle is always a big hit too. Everybody loves to jump on the
They
motorcycle.
jump on a motorcycle, right?
Yes.
Our lead officers come out as well, and they talk to the kids with the.
Talk about LEAD a little bit, Jason, what that is.
So LEAD is our drug enforcement program. It used to be called DARE, so everyone kind of knows it still as DARE, but it's changed its name to LEAD now. Our officers are instrumental in the schools, helping kids with recognizing drugs and to stay away from them. So they come out as well because there's a lot of children that come out to the event. So they come in through there, they interact. We have coloring books and crayons. I believe this year we'll have some frisbees to give out to the kids as well, so they can just learn about that and know how to stay away from drugs and the telltale signs.
So tell us about becoming a part of this event. Anybody can show up, or anybody can be a part of it.
Yes, it's open to the community. Bring your family, your friends, come interact with our police officers. We'll have a bunch of officers there. We encourage our officers to go up to families and introduce themselves and try to build a relationship. So anybody that lives in the city, come down, bring your family, and have a good time.
So the date and location is August 1st. Go ahead.
From August 1st, 6 to 8. Afterwards, will be a movie showing at 8:30. And like Orlando mentioned, we encourage everybody to approach an officer. It's the perfect time to just come up to them and speak to them. I mean, every officer we have is pretty much like any other citizen. The majority of us grew up in this town. We have children too, so we like to interact with the community and just have a one-on-one conversation and get to know people that come out.
Gentlemen, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to join me on the show this evening, and look forward to seeing you on National Night Out. And Jason, thanks for the memory of Danny's Pizza when you brought it up again. It's always good to hear that. And Orlando, thank you for your fine work with the PBA.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Mayor.
Mayor.
For Officer Barros and Officer Lewis, I'm Chris Bolwage. Please stay with us after these messages. We'll be back with more of Our City.
We're an American original, dependable, historic, nuanced, with all the comforts of home, even when you're just visiting. So we're celebrating for all that we've left untouched and all that we've changed. A place where the past meets the future. So consider this your invitation.
We've been celebrating here in Elizabeth for 350 years, and we're just getting started. Welcome back to Our City. For the second half of the show, I'm pleased to be joined by Mary Faith Chmiel. She's the Executive Director of the Elizabeth Public Library System. Mary Faith, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to see you again.
Yes, nice to see you too.
So it's summertime, and you guys have been great at social media and mailings, as well as getting information out about summer programs going on in the library. So why don't we start there with some of the summer programs currently going on at the Elizabeth Public Library system?
Basically, what we have right now is our summer reading club for kids. We have a program for younger kids, and we have a program for teens as well. So kids can still sign up. There's still time if you come to the library by Friday, August 28th. You can still register. Kids can register, and once they're registered, they can read books and they can earn library dollars that will be used as prizes or to enjoy games on our final day of programming for the summer.
Tell us about the library dollars.
The library dollars are used to up to 25 per child. If they read one book, they get $1. If they read 25 books, they get $25. So they get to use those as part of their reward at the big awards program that we'll have at the end of the summer. It's very popular.
So it's also a little competitive too.
It's a little competitive, yes. Last year they could earn unlimited dollars. This year we had to give a little more control and limit it to 25.
So what kind of audiences are you seeing for the programs? How many kids?
We are seeing fantastic audiences. We had, I have a piece of paper here so I can tell you. We had a reptile program at Eport. We had 74 people in that building. That's a small space. We had 74. For the reptiles at Amora, we had 119 people come out. We had Eli's Pizza Pasta come out. They did a pizza demonstration. The kids didn't even know they were going to get a piece of pizza pie at the end. We had 102 kids in our auditorium. Plus
So what did they do?
caregivers.
They explained how to make pizza?
They had a pizza demonstration.
Right.
And then the kids did a craft in which they created a pizza with their own accoutrements on a paper plate. They could add olives or pepperoni or cheese and all kinds of things just to make a plate pizza. And then they got a little slice of pizza from Eli's Pizza Pasta.
So libraries are not only a reading experience, it's a learning experience to go to a library.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And the idea is that by participating in the Summer Reading Club, they're reading, so they're trying to stay current with their language skill arts, but they're also having fun. They're meeting new kids, they're interacting with other kids. It's nice for the parents because they have a big event that they can take their kids to, like all the animal programs we've had. And then they get acknowledgement oftentimes from the principals when they go back to school, because we send letters to all the principals that have had students participate. And then oftentimes those principals recognize the students with a special program in the school year.
So what is a do you actually bring some reptiles there?
Oh yeah, we had an alligator, baby
did?
alligator. We had a snake that lay across the lap of about 6 kids at a time. And
Oh,
we had a
that's
kangaroo. We had a kangaroo hopping around the buildings. Yeah, it's quite entertaining.
So Summer Reading Club, what's the theme of the Summer Reading Club?
Summer Reading Club theme is build a better world. And I have
great.
our teen flyer and our children's flyer with all the special programs that have gone on this summer and continue to go on this summer.
And tell us about how old are the kids that are signing up?
Up to, I think in the children's room is up to 6th grade, 5th or 6th grade. And then after that, they move to the teen library and they can participate there. And every teen who signs up gets a free book. They get to choose a free book from a selection that we have.
One of the things I always notice when I go to the library, it's always crowded.
Oh, good.
There's always somebody going on, something going on somewhere over there.
Yes, that's our goal.
And seeing the kids, we built the children's library before you arrived. That's always got people in it.
Yes, it does, and we have a wonderful children's librarian right now. She's bilingual. She's young. She's very fresh. She brings a lot of good ideas, a lot of great programming ideas.
And Mary Faith, you said the kids have to August 28th to sign up, and
July 28th.
July 28th.
Right.
So do they need to enroll in the Summer Reading Club in order to attend the programs?
To some of our bigger programs, like the Batman programs that we have. What's still coming up? Let me just grab this here for a minute. What we still have coming up is puppet shows. We're going to have puppet shows at Maine and at Elmora still, and we'll have Carolyn Geeting, who used to be a children's librarian at the library. She's one of the puppeteers. So you need to be enrolled in the Summer Reading Club program in order to come to that special event. Also, to come to the final event, you need to be enrolled in the program. And we're going to have someone called Jester Jim Juggling. He's going to be at Maine at 2 o'clock and in LaCourte at 5 o'clock on July 27th.
Jester Jim
Juggling Jester Jim. Yes, he apparently gets rave reviews. I have not seen him.
Juggling
Yeah.
Jester Jim.
Yeah.
Got to remember that. Nobody's saying that real 3 times fast.
No,
though.
but maybe
No.
he is.
Maybe he is. Maybe he can do that.
Yes.
Give me your reason as a librarian. Why should kids join a club like this? How do you convince them to say, hey, it's a good
fun.
thing for you?
You win prizes. I mean, what's better for a kid than getting a prize? It may not look that special to you, but they really enjoy having it to be able to pick something out of a treasure box, or going with their library dollars and deciding what they want to buy with them. To them, it's a game, but it's also a good incentive to keep up with your reading, and maybe be a little competitive with your brother or your sister or someone else in your class. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll help, right?
Yeah,
Help get them
absolutely.
more interested in reading. So what's the close? There's a closing event at the end of August?
Yes, yes. The closing event, that will be with Zoom balloons, and that will be at August 11th at La Courte at 2 o'clock. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 o'clock. August 11th at Maine at 5 p.m. And then there'll also be Zoom balloons with a bubble program, and that will be at Eport on August 9th and at Elmora on August 9th. Lots going on. We're hitting all of our locations with so much fun stuff. In addition to our big programs, we have book bingo for the kids. We have baby and me programs, so moms with small children can come in, or dads with small children can come in, play in the library a little bit, do some songs, some music, some dancing, and also interact with other parents.
Tell us what book bingo is.
Book bingo, it's your basic bingo, but you get to win books as prizes at the
Okay.
end. Yeah, yeah. And we have lots of good prizes, lots of good books for kids to select from. It's very popular.
That's a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
So tell us about some other special events that are coming up.
Well, we have things for adults as well.
Yeah, I was going to get into that. What
Yeah, we'll have a foreign film festival all through starting. I think it's already started, and it will go through the end of August. And there'll be films in different languages. I have here "Shall We Dance," which will be from Japan. We'll finish up with "Women on the Edge of a Nervous Breakdown" on August 28th, and that's a Spanish language movie, and very popular and very well.
Pretty serious.
The director is very famous. I hesitate to pronounce his name because I'll get it wrong, but he's very famous, and he's known for bringing humor into darker situations. So he's very popular, and he's very, very well known.
Okay. So the adults, how's the attendance among the adults?
The adults, they come. We regularly have movies on Wednesday afternoons and Wednesday mornings, Saturday afternoons. We also will have a special tomato program, New Jersey tomato program, that will be in August, and we'll have a chance to sample some heirloom tomatoes, as well as perhaps sample some of the tomatoes from our own garden at Elmora.
Tell us about that garden. I was there about a month ago.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Isn't it amazing? The plants are like this. The tomato plants are huge. They're full of fruit. We have a small garden of our own of about 6 beds right behind the library. And then over on the right-hand side, that's city property, library property, and there are maybe close to 70 beds there. And if you go and you see, you're amazed. There's someone growing corn on that property.
Think it's going to work?
She's got like 4 or 5 stalks. I'm
She does.
impressed. Yeah, yeah. And people have been harvesting cucumbers. They've been harvesting zucchini, other types of squash. Tomatoes aren't quite ripe yet, but they're coming along. There's blueberry bushes. There's going to be strawberry bushes. We are so grateful for Groundwork Elizabeth for approaching us with this opportunity, because it's so nice to see what had been a vacant land turn into something really productive. And parents come out with their kids, and they teach them to work in the dirt and what to do and how to grow things.
You
It's
also
exciting.
had some corporations there helping clean up and move some of the brush around.
Yes, we had L'Oreal out not too long ago, and I know there have been other entities that have also, Boys and Girl Scouts have come out, and the Boys and Girls Club is coming out too to do a project.
Yeah,
for
L'Oreal
us.
did a in-service day or something, right?
Yes,
With
yes.
their company.
They had like 90 people out there.
I know.
It was amazing.
And they cut all that brush away in the back, and they
Yes,
made room for other
yes,
beds.
yes, yeah, for more of the blueberry plants and other things that we're growing.
You also have a bee's nest or bees.
There may be 7 or 9 beehives. I'm not quite sure. But there's nothing to be worried about. I know one of our trustees, when she heard we were bringing in beehives, was like horrified. But that's a typical urban reaction to bees if you're not familiar with what they do and their value.
We're familiar with what they do. They bite us.
Yeah, but they don't. They're really generally only active early in the morning or in the evening when they're going to the hive. Other times you may see a random assortment of bees flying around, but they're not out to get you. They really want what's in our gardens, and that might be another reason that we're seeing such good produce this season, is because we have an active beehive. We have active beehives on the scene. So I'm not afraid of them. You only need to be afraid of them if you're allergic to them. They're not going to attack you.
No.
No.
No. I'm going to take your word for that one, all right?
And I'm not guaranteeing
So
it,
is the
but-
library participating in National Night Out?
Absolutely, we will be there. And you know, we're also distributing free lunches to the kids through the summer lunch program, the free summer lunch program. So kids can come every day to the library, Monday through Friday, around noontime, and get a free lunch. They don't have to register, they just come in and ask for it.
Yeah, and we have it's part of the camp program around
Yes.
the entire city.
Right.
We have a whole bunch of camps, and if you register, you can get a lunch.
Right, right.
How's that going?
It's going good. We have about 30 lunches we get out, and most days we've been selling out at this point, so we're really pleased
have
by
30,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, and then it's at our branches too. You can go to Elmore and get a free lunch, or Eport or LaCourte as well.
And get
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
supplied by
18 or under.
And it's worked well? Lunches are on time, yeah?
Well, yeah. We're happy with it. We're happy to be participating. We know it helps the community. We know parents and children are grateful.
So as a library director, Mary Faith, who do you get the biggest kick out of? The adults enjoying the library, the teenagers, or the younger kids? Or you kind of like have good stories from all?
I think I have good stories from all. I really love seeing the kids. I love seeing the small babies in the library. I love that mothers are bringing their kids to the library when they're young and making that part of their routine. And the kids come in with their bundles of books. It's a really welcoming sight to do that, to see that.
There's no better thing education-wise than picking up a book and reading it.
You can read on Kindle, you can read on your phone, but there's nothing like holding a book.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of
Good.
people read on the Kindle. I like the book.
Yeah,
I like
right,
holding that book. So if residents want to get more information on the events of the library, how do they do that?
You can visit our website, which is www.elizpl.org. We also distribute our newsletter. It's widely available. If someone wants to be added to our newsletter, they just have to contact me and I'll add them to our list. And we distribute the newsletter throughout the library. You should be getting a copy regularly.
I do.
As well.
I get a copy on the email and
Yes,
review
right,
what's going
right.
on at the library.
Yes.
And the necessary branches as well.
Right.
Before you got here, Mary Faith, the only branch in the Elizabeth Public Library that was open was the main branch. All the others were closed. The Elmore was closed.
Oh,
Liberty
yes, I've
Square
heard of
was
that.
closed.
Yeah.
So we opened the one in Peterstown in the senior building,
Yes.
and
yes.
then we reopened Elmore.
And they've been seeing great numbers too there. At LaCourte, we use the community center room. They've had 150 people for some of our programs this summer.
Really?
We're really grateful for being able to take advantage
And the one
of that
on
space.
3rd Street, right near
Yes,
St. Albert's.
yes. They've had, audiences, kids of 45 kids coming in, more kids than that. I mean, it's really very gratifying.
So with all of social media and all of Facebooking and everything else, people still come to a library.
People need face-to-face communication. I think that is so important. You can't spend your life looking at a screen. There are reports that younger people, adolescents, don't have as much social skills as earlier generations. That's because they're always glued to a screen. But they come to the teen department, they interact together. They've been silk screening bags, t-shirts, towels, whatever it is. They did henna the other day. So they have face-to-face interaction. They create a community together. And that's really important. If we're going to build a better world, we're going to need to talk to each other.
On that note, Mary Faith, I want to thank you for taking the time
Thank you.
to join us and talk about all the great things that are going on in the Elizabeth Public Library system.
Thank
and
you.
appreciate your leadership over there.
I appreciate you.
I want to thank Mary Faith for joining us on the second half of the show and the work she does at the Elizabeth Public Library. I want to thank the Pba President, Mr. Orlando Barros, State Delegate Jason Lewis for their efforts on National Night Out. And we'll see you next week on another edition of Our City.
We're creating tomorrow's jobs today. Kane University.